as they linger. In the quiet they cry. Amy and Adam with a question. Why? Oh, why? Hearts wide open, mind so clear. Kindred spirits calling through the night. Empathy and logic guiding lost light. Kindred spirits setting wrongs to right. They don't fear the whispers. They don't run from the cold.
Welcome back, Shadowlings. I'm Mel.
And I'm Lor.
And tonight, we're diving into part 2 of Kindred Spirits Season 4, Episode 9, What Lies Beneath.
And in part 1, we put on our spelunking hats and ventured into Sterling Hill Mine. Glowing walls, tragic history, miners with firsthand ghost stories, and some very eerie EVP evidence.
You're gonna... I put spelunking in there, not chat.
You bitch. For me. I actually think that's funny, though, because I'm reading it cold. I'm like, spelunking.
I know. Okay, and now... In part 2, Amy and Adam head back in for the night investigation. And yes, this is when psychic Chip Coffey finally shows up with all the drama you'd expect.
Before we get into it, though, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop us a comment wherever you're listening. It really helps more shadow people find the pod.
And we'd love to hear your haunted stories too. Leave us a voicemail at 404-981-4533. Submit your shadow tale online at paranormalplayback.com/#shadowtales. Real quick, Laura and I just wanted to thank all y'all for hanging in there for our last episode where we need a little help from the AI gods to get a show out to you guys on time. This time, we have our own special notes that we took ourselves with our real hands and fingers. So,
and eyes and brain.
Yeah, and eyes, and we used our brains, which, rare, but here we go.
And that is why Mel put spelunking in the part of my script to read.
Yeah, so
she thought it would be funny.
Yeah. Lauren and I have been enjoying doing the show notes kind of like a blind read. It makes it fun for us to kind of not know what we're gonna say. I obviously know because I wrote them now, but Lauren doesn't. So that's fun for me and hopefully you guys.
Yeah.
So anyway, we last left off with Amy and Adam going through the mines with a former worker named Doug. Doug was dressed in his old mining attire. And while talking with Amy and Adam, they are interrupted by some unusual noises. They ask Doug if he's ever heard anything like it. And Doug says that it sounds like an old mining cart. But there are no mining carts in operation. So we pick up this episode with Amy, Adam, and Doug continuing deeper into the mine. Amy is holding a camera and a recorder trying to capture EVPs. We stop in one of the tunnels and Amy asks, "Hello? Wherever you are, can you just make a noise so we can come find you?" We hear a few of what kind of sounds like rocks falling, but Amy looks to Doug, pointing back and says, "You hear that down there, don't you? That's voices." Doug looks stunned, shaking his head in disbelief and says, "Yes, that's the oldest part of the mine, hand-drilled holes and black powder. If I was going to congregate somewhere, I'd congregate there." Which I don't even know what hand-drilled holes and black powder means.
It's where they blew the mines up, I think. Like
dynamite.
Dynamite.
Oh, like dynamite sticks. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. So the group continues walking as Amy finally calls it. She says they could sit there all night and listen to these voices, but they'll never solve the mystery unless they can figure out who is talking and why they're still here. Adam replies saying, "It's great to have experiences that you have because we back up what everyone is talking about here. But our goal is to find out who and why, and it's hard in this space." The crew thanks Doug, and he leaves.
This is why I love Amy and Adam. They want to find who and why. They actually want to dig deep.
Yeah.
Because that's why we always love murder mysteries.
Huh.
And why unsolved mysteries always drove me crazy, or cold cases. It's okay. We actually want to figure out what the mystery is. We want to solve it.
Yeah. That's one of the things about true crime that I can't listen to certain ones because I want to know the answer.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's one out there. I'll have to look up what it's called, but it specifically is called True Crime, Solved True Crime.
Like making sure we're gonna solve it at the end.
Yeah. I don't want to think about this late at night, you know? So later that night, Amy takes a moment away to pull together some research. She's got a full folder of historic mining disasters, newspaper clippings, and local records, and she's piecing together what she thinks might be connected. We hear about a tragic accident involving a man named Frank Carroll, a cage operator who stepped off the lift at the 1,600-foot level right before it plummeted to the bottom of a 2,100-foot shaft. 2 men died in that crash. Amy also finds mention of a 1909 ore cart collision that killed 3 brakemen. Their bodies were, quote, pinned fast in the wreckage, end quote, which is a charming way of saying violently crushed by a train.
Ooh.
Yeah. So as she organizes the files, Amy decides they're going to bring these names into their next spirit box session. The logic, if someone died horribly in the mine and never left, maybe name dropping them will stir something up. She's not wrong. Ooh. All right, Lor.
All right. So night 2 begins with a spirit box session. Amy and Adam stand outside the mine briefly explaining what a spirit box is. We see the HUD display pop up over the spirit box. And as you remember, this is head-up display. This is kind of like in those like Minority Report, like in these futuristic movies where it's like the on-screen graphics.
Like Iron Man's helmet.
Yeah. And we see it describing how they generate white noise, which then gives the spirits the opportunity to communicate. They then go on to explain that they will be in the office for the session, since that's where Freddie has had the most experiences. They sit down at the desk, and we see Adam put on a blindfold and headphones connected to the spirit box. Amy sits near him and begins asking questions. Now, this is, again, an experiment they always do. One of them will be blindfolded and with headphones connected directly to a spirit box, and then another person will then ask questions. What this does is it's almost acting as a deprivation tank type of thing where they can't see the other person or hear the other person asking questions. So we know that it's a controlled environment. So when they do hear the ghost coming through the spirit box, we know it's a genuine answer. So Amy says, "Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you for talking with us tonight. I have some questions for you. My friend Adam should be able to hear your answers." She begins by saying that they are there to figure out who is still here and why. Adam responds, "There is a crowd." So he doesn't know that she's already taught she's saying. He's kind of like,
they're having a conversation that Adam's unaware of.
Yeah. Adam is just really just saying what he's hearing through the spirit box. Amy then references the tragedies from the archive clippings, the elevator plunge, the ore cart wreck, the workers crushed in the 1909 rail collision. She asks, "Did you know about the cars that crashed here? In 1909, 3 men died." No answer from Adam. She continues and asks if they knew about the elevator accident, and after she finishes, Adam gasps really loud as he is sucking in air after holding his breath for a long time. Amy pauses, and Adam reaches out to the right and asks if anybody is standing there next to him because he senses someone is near him, which is so creepy when that happened.
Yeah, and I feel like we should reenact the noise Adam makes because she asks, if he knew about the elevator accident. And as she finishes, Adam goes,
yeah.
So, like very loudly.
Yeah, they're pretty good about like just hearing exactly what they're hearing. So like so you get like really enmeshed in the experience as it's happening. Adam then says, "I was chased out." Amy asks him to clarify if he was chased out of the mines. And as soon as she asks him, he responds, "Out of the mines." So he kind of like steps over her asking that. Amy looks to the camera spooked, and then the energy shifts, and Amy asks if he was chased out of his job and if he was responsible for the accident. Adam then goes, "Don't blame me. Come on now. I apologized." The voice is bitter, defensive, still stuck in a loop of guilt and denial. Amy connects the dots quickly. Someone here believes they were blamed for an accident. Whether or not they caused it, they were fired, shamed, possibly ruined. So Amy pushes harder. "Were you blamed for something you didn't do?" Then Adam says, "Can't describe it." She even tries to reason with him. "Were you able to help?" But the answers stop. He goes silent. He's done talking. Adam notes how rare it is to get responses this clear, not just vague static or single words, but actual emotional tone. It's Irritation, remorse, and shame, he explains. There's something unresolved here, and they're right in the thick of it. So back at base camp, Amy and Adam debrief, and Adam kind of explains like he felt trapped while he was in that experiment. They circle back to the specific mining incident that got the most responses. Amy then says, what if it's Frank, the hoister? We see a flashback to an earlier interview where we see a clip explaining that the hoist engineer had taken the rig out of balance, which you never do. And we explain this in part 1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
The working theory, it might be Frank. Maybe he's not just stuck here. Maybe he's trying to clear his name. Everything fits. Hoist operator. Accident.
Did you just try to do a silent H?
Hoist.
No, you went hoist operator. Hoist. The H is not silent.
Hoist. Okay. Everything fits. Hoist operator. Accident in the mine shaft. 2 people killed. His name buried in public records. Frank never got to clear his name, and now he's trapped in the same place where it all went wrong.
I feel like maybe we should start saying Ghost Frank, because I myself was getting confused writing these, because there's Frank the ghost, and then there's Freddy the Jersey guy.
Ghost Frank.
Ghost Frank. Jersey Freddy.
Okay.
Frank and Freddy. 2 peas in a mine shaft.
Ghost Frank.
Yeah.
Ghost Frank.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cue the electrical outage. One of their main lights goes out completely dead, which is not only a ghost move, classic, but an extremely annoying thing to deal with underground when the exit is half a mile away.
So is that sorry, I have a question. Is that a poltergeist?
No. A poltergeist moves and throws things.
I thought a poltergeist did electrical shit.
I mean, they maybe can do electrical shit, but a definition of a poltergeist, I think, means they're able to move things. So, but I don't think it's limited to them not being able to drain.
Maybe I just thought that because the movie and the the static TV is the main image, you're left with. So
yeah.
All right. Anywho, sorry I interrupted.
So Amy and Adam decide it's time to call in reinforcements. If there's anyone who can get a straight answer out of a defensive, possibly disgraced ghost, it's Chip Coffey.
It's who, Lauren?
Chip Coffey. Woo!
Our favorite
Chip
psychic
Coffey.
medium, Chip Coffey. So everyone,
we love
grab
him.
Your mugs, and
Coffee.
Your sass. It's
coffee. It's time for coffee talk.
Time for Chip Coffey, the Moine Whisperer. I don't pretend that I can do a New York accent. I cannot. Okay. Time for Chip Coffey. So at this point, Amy and Adam have hit a wall, literally and figuratively. The spirit at the Sterling Hill mine has clammed up again after the last spirit box session got a little too real, and the electrical interference is getting suspiciously specific. So they bring in the psychic medium Chip Coffey. So Chip is brought in blindfolded. He's told nothing, no names, no locations, not even that he's in a mine. They are careful to walk him into the office first, the same place where New Jersey Freddy reported most of the activity and where Amy and Adam heard the EVPs the night before.
Jersey Freddy.
Jersey Freddy. GTL Freddy. Like Snooki. Just want Snooki to be a fan.
I know.
Okay.
We'll put it out into the universe.
Yeah, come on, Snooki. She's a paranormal ghosty too.
I know.
So Chip barely finishes his first breath before he starts parroting what the spirit has already said to Amy and Adam. Don't fall. Chip pauses as if listening to someone speak and continues. But he did. Someone fell off a higher place with a face wound. We see another flashback of one of the mine operators describing the accident, saying, the second guy is thrown face first into a pool of water. Back on Chip, he loudly says, don't blame me, guy. Don't blame me. Which maybe this is definitely going to be a little because of my personal history with it, but also because I watched this with subtitles. But he says, don't blame me, guy. Don't blame me.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I listened to it, I thought he said guy, like, hey, guy, you're a guy kind of thing.
Yeah.
But my grandfather's name was Guy Gruer, which is a badass name, if I do say so myself. And
that's pretty cool.
I was like, maybe he's saying, don't blame me, Guy. Don't blame me, like a person named Guy. But I also couldn't really tell if this was Chip speaking or the spirit.
I know.
So
I know sometimes that gets confusing when they like go right into it without being like, okay, and this is the ghost speaking through me.
Yeah, because, and it's kind of the same thing, I guess, what Amy and Adam heard the night before, same defensiveness. But then Chip throws out, "You want a piece of me? I'll give it to you." And I don't know if that's Chip or the ghost.
Oh, do you think he's like bucking up to the ghost?
Well, yeah, I didn't know. I was wondering if Chip was getting annoyed because he says, "You want a piece of me? I'll give it to you." And Chip says that he's very defensive and then says, "Stop making shit up." Which again,
like, is he arguing with the ghost?
Yeah, I don't understand this exchange. But he says the spirit is almost defensive to the point of going on the offense. He says he's a bit of a jerk. And what does that mean? What does
a ghost jerk
being so defensive, you're on offense? Do I just have such bad chemo brain I can't process that? Like, I'm a football fan.
Oh God, I can't think of terms in terms of football.
Okay, then don't think of it that way. Maybe that's why I'm getting confused. I'm like, how can you defend so much that you then are on offense?
I have no idea.
Unless there's a fumble. By the way, football starts tomorrow, so roll tide.
Which makes me think that if I was still dating that guy, I would like never see him.
Which one? The first one or the most recent?
First one.
Yeah.
Just like disappear with football.
Yeah. College or
I think he's just like a football fan. All fan.
All right. So Chip says he's a bit of a jerk. And
well, you know what?
What?
I think Chip can communicate to the ghost in his head, maybe.
Yeah, there are times when it seems like that's happening. Like he's listening to a conversation or saying things without saying. But I'm, this is what, like my second, third exposure to him. So I don't know his own persona. If he would ever say, "You want a piece of me?" Like, is that something that Chip Coffey would say?
I don't know. I mean, I think it just depends on like who's. I mean, honestly, I think I can see Chip saying that if he's pushed enough by a ghost. If because he's like sassy. And
the stop making shit up. I guess I can see him saying, "You want a piece of me? I'll give it to you," because he then later says he's a bit of a jerk. But I don't know if the ghost is saying to Chip, "Stop making shit up," or if the Chip is saying to the ghost, "Stop making shit up." I guess either way, they're clearly having a bit of a tete-a-tete.
Yeah.
So Chip doesn't know about the elevator accident yet, but he's kind of reading it anyway. There's violence, blame, all of that. And the trio conclude with Chip in the office and continue to take Chip deeper into the mine. We hear Chip say, "What the hell?" The moment he sees the layout and connects it to what he's feeling, he asks, "Do we know if someone died in this area?" Amy confirms, and Chip continues asking if it was something bloody. He says he's getting something here. He says abdomen, and then he grunts loudly as if he was just stabbed and goes, "Huh!" And he says, "Push, blood, the drama." No, but really the drama. Like very theatrical.
Yeah.
In this. It's almost like a Shakespeare kind of like, the fake knife.
Yeah.
Like, huh! He continues and goes, "It's not what you think," wagging his finger, and then stops and goes, "That's all I'm getting." And they go, "Okay, let's move on."
What? Like, no, you can't stop there.
So the trio continues along the mine as Chip abruptly stops and yells, "What? Wow." He is now seeing that he's in a mine for the first time and is shocked. And he's like in a fucking mine tunnel. So as they're walking down this tunnel, Adam asks what Chip is thinking. Chip notes that he feels as if something is following them from a distance, as we see a flashback to New Jersey Freddy saying a similar thing. Chip notes that it's a very weird place. He then pauses dramatically, saying, "Hold on." He covers his mouth and points down the tunnel and says, "Something stepped out, then back in. It stepped out of this in the haze and then stepped back in, almost like a shadow person."
Like peeking from around a corner.
A shadow peeper again, just like in Edinburgh.
Well, I was telling you this.
Peepers peeping from shadows.
Well, I was telling you this. Peepers are shadow people.
That's so creepy.
Shadow people tend to be peepers. So like if you ever hear
creepy peepees.
Creepy peepees.
Creepy.
If you ever hear about a peeper, it's a shadow person. They tend to like come around corners or like peek around like a peeker. Those are shadow people.
Okay, so we see another flashback of Amy saying she sees something rocking out and back in the distance when they were touring the mine. We then cut back to see the trio exiting into what appears to be a courtyard of the mine museum. Chip has this look of bewilderment on his face, and they tell him where he is, and that the biggest things they note him picking up on were the man in the office, and then the story of the two miners in the skip car. Amy explains the accident and the hoist operator's mistake. Chip, who has just been describing this exact scenario in near verbatim, just kind of nods. Chip's impression matches the spirit box recordings almost word for word. Amy and Adam then say that they now have a few experiments they'd like to try in the mine that night with Chip, if he's down, which of course he is.
And which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hello, let's do some experiments and then bring Chip into it.
I didn't know they bring him into the nighttime experiments. I like that.
Yeah. They don't always, but they will sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've told you this before, is Chip doesn't always come in person either. They sometimes will Zoom with him and he'll be able to do a reading through like a Zoom call.
That seems way less fun for TV.
So way less fun.
Like, I feel like they should have another medium come in or something.
Yeah.
Do they ever do that? Do they ever have another psychic?
I've never seen another psychic before. Maybe Chip is under contract.
Probably.
You can't use another one kind of thing.
Which makes sense, but
yeah.
And he's older. Maybe it's like health related stuff, but
yeah.
So.
All right. So we're on to night 3. So night 3 kicks off with Chip Coffey back on site. And this time we're skipping the formalities. The team wastes no time and we are headed straight into the shaft where 2 miners plummeted to their deaths. We're reminded that this is the scene of the infamous 1950s cage drop and where Frank Carroll, the hoist operator, may or may not have hit the wrong button and sent 2 guys on the world's worst elevator ride, just like the Tower of Terror. So Amy and Adam are armed with research, EVPs, and a psychic medium. So
I love being armed with research. Frankly, I think that's the best thing you can be armed with.
Well, you know what? I like being armed with a psychic medium. So there. You come with your research. I come with my psychic medium.
I'll bring my books.
I'm gonna meet you in the back alley. You know? Okay.
Could we be any more on brand in that moment? I'm over here like, I'll bring my books. You bring your tarot cards and your crystal ball and your crystals.
Amy and Adam are armed with research, EVPs, and a psychic medium and are ready to stir the pot. Because if there's one thing that goes over well with an angry ghost, it's calling them out in public. Chip, Amy, and Adam begin the EVP session with a built of a bit.
Guys, reading is hard.
And speaking
what you're reading out loud is hard sometimes.
All right. So Chip, Amy, and Adam begin the EVP session with a bit of a guilt
trippy opening.
Chip, Amy,
Chip Coffey,
Chip, Amy, and Adam begin the EVP session with a bit of a guilt trippy opening, stating Frank and everyone involved in this accident had been employed by this company for 30 years. They ask if he knows the story. Adam says, "We're hoping you'll talk to us." And Chip asks if he feels his life was cut short. And the response, "Get out." Amy says she hears, "Get out." I definitely heard 2 words, but if I...
This is my note.
It's like, what?
Sorry, I didn't know how to interject, and I don't have
but
my
Mel
note.
thinks she has no clue what they are.
I have no clue. I struggle with all of these EVPs. I heard 2 distinct, like a duh, duh, like 2 syllables, but I have no fucking clue what they said.
Yeah.
Then after
I thought
they hear
I heard
it,
"get out," but who knows?
Yeah, I do hear it later when they do the results or whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, sorry, that was
So Adam begins talking about how the spirit is frustrated that they're in a space when the lights start to flicker. And then boom, the lights cut out. Flashlights fail. Lamps die. Total blackout. Generator starts sputtering. I swear the only thing that still is working down there is I don't know the next word. Sarcasm.
I ruined the punchline with my fourth page turning. My piano teacher would be so disappointed in me.
I kind of like it though.
I know.
The three of them just continue saying, no.
Yeah.
What the fuck? No. Which is fair. The way they edit the no's is funny. Amy looks to the camera saying the power went off.
I know. I put it in parentheses so it'd be a little bit obvious.
Okay.
I'm
trying to remember how they edited it.
Well, it's funny because this is what I mean about their dry humor, and I think it's Amy's dry humor, where they're very
deadpan.
Yeah, I guess it's deadpan, but they're just very like one note kind of. They're freaked out, and all the lights go off in a fucking mine. Who God knows how far beneath the surface they are, you know? And the lights go out, and Amy just goes, no. And Adam goes, no. She's like, no. And it's like a calm no. And then and then a little, what the fuck? No. And he just follows with no. Like they just they play off each other, and it's so funny. But
you know what? I love how chill they are. Because I mean, to some people might not think that I'm chill, but under like certain circumstances, I'm an earth sign. I'm like chill energy, you know,
grounded.
I'm not. So like compared to Zach Bagans, like I just like love this like chill, like, you know, vibing type of attitude, you know, just like
it's fine.
It's fine.
Fine. But I wonder if Amy had during this, I don't know if she's always like this or if during this season she was also rewatching The Office, but after this happens, she looks to camera and goes, the power went off. You know, very like Jim Halpert. And Adam looks to the crew and asks, what are you guys using right now? Like Adam's freaked out. And a crew member says that John just said all the power went off and the lights that just turned on, he's running off a generator. And all three of them are like very clearly freaked out. And, you know,
well, especially that is complete darkness once the lights do go out.
And they keep doing this thing throughout the episode. Adam keeps bringing it up, and he kind of keeps saying things like, you know, if you were a spirit in a mine, what is the one and people were investigating, you wanted to stop them, what is the one thing that those people need in a mine? What is the one thing you need when going down into a mine? And they're like, light.
Yeah.
And so every time the light goes off, Adam's like, here we are again. The one thing people need is light. And he keeps taking that from us.
So Amy states that they've clearly hit a nerve, and Chip takes it all in. They feel as if the spirit is sabotaging their ability to investigate, since light is imperative. Once they gather their bearings, they replay the spirit box and catch a new EVP. Amy says she hears last name first, Carroll, and then Frank. They play it again, and both Chip and Adam are shocked and confirm what they hear.
Carol Frank.
This
is me. This is my note. I said I can't hear shit,
but close enough. She believes what they say.
I mean, well, the when she plays it back there, and like you said on the last episode, which I hadn't thought about before, so it was a really good perspective you gave, Lauren. That these EVPs that they're getting are like handheld recorders that these investigators have, and they're playing it in a echoey mine. And it's being taken in by, I don't even think it's a boom mic. It's probably the mic on the camcorder, you know?
Yeah.
Or it's not even, I don't think they're mic'd up. They're probably mic'd up. But you know, it's like double recorded.
Think about how when we had lav mics.
Oh my God.
How bad that was.
For the fucking love. If anyone out there can tell us how to operate lav mic. But yeah, the lav mics those are tricky.
Yeah. So like an EVP playing, like you were saying, Mel, out in an echoey cave, like
pre-recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe pre-recorded.
Say that.
Lauren, the believer. And
Freudian slip over her.
Okay. All right. But yeah, so I can't hear anything on these. So part of me does appreciate I guess this makes me appreciate a part of Ghost Adventures where it seems like they at least cut out that middle replaying it
I was
in
going
the
to say,
room.
do they put it in post?
I think they put it in post,
Gotcha.
which if I could pick away, I would prefer to hear it live, as well as like a little note that says,
This is the actual like
due to
original
echoes in the mine and re-recording a recording, we're uploading the actual tape from the recording here.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think comparing the two would make a really big difference to me, at least from a viewer perspective.
Yeah, for sure. So Chip, Amy, and Adam are now pretty confident that Frank is the one who's been pacing around the shadows, flipping the breaker, and generally turning the entire mine into his personal PR campaign. So Chip and Amy both get the same vibe. Frank may have messed up. Or maybe he's just pissed that everyone thinks he did. Either way, he's angry and wants them to leave. They conclude that they aren't going to get any more from Ghosty Frank and say that they hope by spreading the story, the employees of the museum can engage with Frank and he'll feel more trust. And that is the end of the investigation.
End of investigation.
And scene.
End scene. Well, that's the end of the investigation. And then now.
Scene of the investigation.
Yes. Open scene again.
Cut to.
Yes. And we start again. Open line. Now we go into reviewing the evidence. So after a pretty active night with Chip and a veritable light show from the spirit world, Amy and Adam regroup with Jersey Fred, the site supervisor and resident. I've seen some things, but I still have to keep the lights on. Okay.
I've seen some things.
So they don't waste time. Adam starts playing the EVPs for Fred, including the chillingly clear-ish "get out" response that came immediately after asking the spirit if they were familiar with the deadly skip car accident. They walk him through the whole timeline, the initial voices, the rumbling ore carts where there are no ore carts with Doug, the spirit box sessions, Chip mirroring the spirit's phrases word for word, the power flickering, flashlights failing, equipment draining. And Fred's like, yep, that tracks. He doesn't argue, doesn't question, he just nods, probably revisiting every unexplained moment he's experienced. Amy and Adam gently explain that they believe Frank Carroll, the hoist operator blamed for the 1950s skip car tragedy, is still here, trying to defend himself. They're not trying to exorcise him or anything. They're just trying to give him a voice. So they leave Jersey Fred with a simple ask. Talk to him. Let him know he's not forgotten. Maybe if he feels seen, he'll finally let go of whatever's keeping him tethered. Jersey Fred responds saying he'll talk to him, which is so sweet. I love Jersey Fred. And Amy then says they'd like to make an offering to the mine. So as a final gesture, the team leaves behind written notes, offerings of thanks and remembrance to the miners who lived, worked, and died here. Everyone writes a short message, and Fred reads aloud. Should I try my Jersey accent?
Yeah. Of course.
I don't know that I have one, but I'll give it a go.
To the miners of the
let me just channel my inner James Gandolfini, R.I.P. To the miners who worked and perished here, you are not forgotten.
You sound like a
Do I sound like James Gandolfini?
No, you sound like an old president. Who are you sounding like?
Do I sound like Roosevelt?
Yeah. No. You sound like James
JFK.
Kennedy. You sound like Kennedy.
Where's he from? Am I close?
I think he's New England area, I think.
To the miners who worked and perished here. You're not forgotten. You're not forgotten. Thank you. Thank. No, how did they say thank you? Thanks.
Thank you.
God, I'm so sorry. Simple, classic, respectful. End of episode. I feel like at some point we have to string together all of these accents that we've attempted.
Yes.
And just give a blanket apology to
everyone.
The whole planet.
Yeah.
All right. You're up.
All right. So we are on to Haunted or Hoax. I think it's haunted, but I wasn't impressed. And I guess like we get jaded by movies,
Yeah.
Also, I'm always expecting what was the Ghost Adventures one with the plank?
Oh, the Riddle House.
Riddle House.
That's like one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, yeah, because it was so haunted.
Mhm.
Like, I just am not impressed when it's just a little bit of evidence, you know?
Yeah.
So, yes, it's haunted, but give me more. Give me more.
Yeah,
It's just
I
like,
thought it was a little lame. Well, not lame. I guess what are you going to do? You don't have any light. I think an important thing to note about Kindred Spirits versus
Ghost
Ghost
Adventures.
Adventures is the time of the episode. Ghost Adventures is longer.
oh, like actual timing,
Like
not
literal timing. Ghost
not
Adventures
like
is an
time
hour.
of, not like 2008 versus 2020.
No, sorry. I mean literal run time of the episode.
Runtime. Okay.
Ghost Adventures is an hour, and
This is like 41 minutes, I think.
41 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
So less time, but I mean, if Zach Bagans was encountered a blackout, do you think he'd be like, well, gotta go home?
Yeah. No.
No, he'd find a way to get more. He'd be like, we're getting something here, we're pissing it off, kind of thing.
Yeah.
While I appreciate their like gentle method, I would have liked to have. It felt like they were just warming up, And
Yeah. Well, also, if you think about it too, Ghost Adventures is only there for one night. They're there for days.
No, Ghost Adventures is there for at least 2 nights.
Okay. They are there in the 29th season. Early seasons, they're only there for one night.
Okay, you're right.
So they only started doing that 2-night investigation like later on. And I don't know if it started in the 29th season, and obviously we're going to see when that starts.
Mhm.
But early on, it was only a one-night investigation.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, they gathered all this evidence over 3 nights.
Yeah, they were there a lot.
You know?
It does, because one of those, during the day, they're doing research, which I liked seeing that. I liked seeing the research. I'm a little curious, like, what Adam's doing during that time period. I don't know if, like, per episode.
He's kidding. He's like just chilling.
Like, what's Adam up to? Because I don't know if Amy is always the research person or if they split it or something. But
I feel like I've seen both.
Okay. I'm kind of over here like,
but like, if Adam is not with Amy, like, why wouldn't Adam be with Amy?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is Adam doing?
You know who Amy kind of looks like in certain angles? Rachel McAdams.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Yeah. There are just hints at, like, her profile kind of reminds me of Rachel McAdams.
Same nose, for sure.
Yeah, I think for me, haunted or hoax, I say haunted. This didn't feel hoaxy to me at all,
Have we said hoax at all for Kindred Spirits?
No, I said sometimes it felt like they were leading some stuff. I feel like the first one felt a little leady at times. The second one, nothing happened. The Conjuring House, like, nothing fucking happened.
I know.
They just were playing on the lore of everything. So I don't know that we've seen enough to really.
The problem is you're setting such a high expectation when you're going into a certain house, or location.
Yeah.
So like when you're there and you get like an EVP or like a blip on the camera, that's all you get.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Like, what would have been really interesting with the Conjuring House is because they had the Perrins come. The Perrins were the family from the Conjuring movies.
Yeah.
For those who didn't listen to that episode, go listen to it now.
Yeah. We'll wait.
We'll be
here when you're back.
Just hit that pause button. And then give us a like and subscribe and comment. Anyway, I think what would have been interesting is if the parents had been there for an investigation at night.
Oh,
like that could have been more interesting.
I wonder if they tried to and they were like, fuck
probably
that.
They were probably like, hell no.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like the kind of haunting where it like waited until nighttime to do shit,
That's true.
So
that's another thing that I have a question about. It's like hauntings or like ghosts that only show up at night. Like, is that actually a thing, or we just only notice it at night?
No, I feel like we're more attuned to it at night because you can't see anything at night. You're more on edge. You've lost one of your senses.
Yeah,
the one you really, really rely on. And I think that might be why.
And maybe like inherently around darkness is just creepier. So like you're kind of a little more on edge, or
and And things, if it's low light, the mind plays tricks on you more. You know, there are shadows.
Oh, that's true. With the mine, it's nighttime all the time, right?
What do you, I'm not following.
With the inside the mine.
Oh,
it's
I was saying
all the night.
Mind. I thought you were saying I thought you were saying in the mind it's nighttime all the time, and I was like, maybe in your mind, Lauren. In my mind, we experience day and night.
It's nighttime all the time. It's asleep right now.
Yes, that too. The mind itself is absent of light, you know.
Yeah,
but yeah. So any sort of lighting, like little, you know, if it's a fucking lantern hanging in a corridor that creates shadows, which, you know, lets the mind play tricks on you. But in like full light, there aren't shadows to fool you. So I think it is inherently spookier at night for that reason.
Yeah.
And I feel like people probably see more things at night because
they're expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, all right, shadow people. That's it for part 2 of What Lies Beneath. Honestly, mine should come with a ghost insurance policy.
Right? Like, in case of shadow figures, please see HR.
And let's be real. The scariest part of this episode wasn't even the ghosts.
Nope. It was us trying to pronounce Ogdensburg.
Accurate. Now, remember to like, subscribe, and share the pod with your fellow shadow people.
And don't forget to call the Shadow Line with your own haunted stories or submit them online at paranormalplayback.com/#Shadow Tales.
We promise it's way safer than wandering in a zinc mine.
Unless your story involves an elevator shaft, then good luck to us.
So until next time, see you in the shadows. And listen to our banging songs we made in our outro. Cue the outro. Kindred Spirits through the night.
They don't fear the whispers. They don't run from the cold. They're a bridge for the broken. A hand